Every journey finds its own rhythm. Today we split the route in two. The car went ahead with the family, while I took the road on two wheels. On a motorcycle, you feel the terrain directly. The crisp morning air, clean asphalt, and tight sweeping bends through the valley announce our ascent into the heart of the Bernese Oberland. Our destination, Adelboden. The sharp curves demand full attention, but the reward unfolds with every turn, an opening panorama in the pure air of the Alpine heights. We reunite at the Cambrian. After the noise of the road, the stillness of the room completely shifts the mood. Through the large windows, warm light fills the space, while the Adelboden Valley and alpine ridges open up like a living painting. It is the perfect place to slow down and breathe in the mountain air. Leaving the valley behind, we begin the spectacular ascent toward the Engstligenalp Plateau. For the little ones, the themed cable car ride is a full adventure alongside Globi, turning every meter of the climb into an engaging story. The cabin lifts gently from the ground. As the cable stretches toward the peaks, the villages and conifer forests shrink below, giving way to the crisp mountain atmosphere. Looking down at the narrow paths winding through the rock, we see determined hikers taking on the mountain step by step. It is inspiring to watch entire families conquering the steep gradient. Parents carrying young children in hiking backpacks, experiencing the mountain in its purest form. Their effort blends quietly with the solemn stillness of the towering ridges above. Then, your eyes are drawn to the raw power of nature, the spectacular Engstligen Falls. Waters plunge forcefully from the Alpine Plateau over vertical rock faces, sending a fine mist of shining vapors into the sunlight. It is a grand display of untamed strength and wild beauty that completes our journey to the heights. Stepping onto the Engstligenalp Plateau, the landscape opens wide into vast alpine pastures, encircled by towering stone walls. Here, time loses its rush. Stone paths link historic timber huts. The air is remarkably pure, and the scenery invites complete stillness. Swiss engineering makes its mark at every turn. Steel cables spanning the gorge connect the valley to the upper plateau, showing how human presence has integrated into the landscape without diminishing its wildness. The plateau rests undercover under the shelter of these massive peaks. Around the Alpine hut, mountain trails stretch into the distance, crossing the open meadow. Looking upward, the rugged texture of the limestone slopes reveals the sheer force of nature and the altitude we find ourselves at. The undisputed masters of these heights are the Alpine cattle, resting peacefully among yellow mountain wildflowers, with heavy forged bells clanging softly in the breeze. Their presence completes an authentic portrait of the Swiss Alps, a scene of deep calm where nature moves at its own unhurried pace. For the children, the Alpine Plateau turns into an endless playground. Every boulder becomes a lookout point toward distant peaks, and marked trails offer an open invitation to explore. Seeing these massive mountains through their eyes brings a fresh sense of wonder and the simple joy of discovery. Along the path, sheltered in the cool shade of a massive rock, hikers pause for a quiet lunch overlooking the valley. The kind of rest only a full day on mountain trails can provide. Descending toward the base of the falls, the sheer volume of water becomes overwhelming. Rushing torrents crash against stone ledges, churning into dense white foam. The air is thick with cold mist, and the roar of the cascade drowns out all other sound, reminding us of the mountain's raw, untamed force. Beyond the falls, the trail cuts across scree slopes and tall pines, carrying hikers upward, from a distance, mere specks against the vast alpine relief. With every step, the day's adventure settles into memory. The children spend their last bit of energy scrambling over rocks and checking the stone paths before we begin our descent back to the valley, as the sun dips gently over the ridges. Back in the room, everyone finds their own quiet corner. After a well-deserved rest, Stefan enjoys a traditional Zvieri, crisp apples, nuts, and a few cartoons in the warm glow of the lamp. We step out onto the balcony to take in the Adelboden peaks once more, then head down to the pool for a cool drink before evening calls us out for a walk.
Alles gut, Steffi? Tschüss.
Ja, ja, ich
Toward evening, we stroll through the village streets. Fresh mountain air settles over Adelboden, and soft sunset light wraps around the traditional timber chalets, a quiet, quintessential Alpine atmosphere. The calm pace turns to action when Stefan spots an impressive wooden adventure playground. With the action camera mounted on his helmet, we experience the climb directly through his eyes, stepping across suspended beams, racing with energy toward the top, and reaching the highest platform.
Jetzt, wie kan daar een speelplaats toch hoger? Dan gaan we zeggen, dat klaar, maar dat is niet. Wie moet man dat? En dat is knappen. We zijn daar in hotel, niet met het vliegtuig. Kracht daar. Nee, dat is niet koud. We zijn niet in het vliegtuig, in het vliegtuig. Soll ich nur mit dem Auto gehen? Ich probiere es mal, wie macht keiner. Aber bist du doch sicher? Und ich sage, bitte ja. Okay. Und jetzt wir gehen. Und da Ufer. Wie machen wir das? Alle gaan vrienden gaan. We kunnen maar niet koken. Waar komen we? Een hout. Gaan hier boven. Wie moet dat? Ik weet. Jetzt. Nou, gaan. Daga, optie. Jetzt, we kunnen door.
No stil.
After so much energy spent at the playground, the reward comes at a terrace in the village center. Delicious gelato enjoyed at an easy pace, bright smiles, and the deep satisfaction of a full day. Warm evening light settles over Adelboden, bringing the trip to a graceful close.
Ich weiß nicht, frag sie.
While enjoying our gelato, we began mapping out a plan for the next day. A hike on foot right up to the base of the waterfall. It turned out to be a stunning climb, but it remains solely in our memories. For that trek, we set aside the heavy cinema camera and chose to simply experience the mountain, without lenses and without screens.
Exactly.
Is that okay for you?
Of course it is.
And you can go and sleep.
I will.
rest.
No, don't worry. I am fine.
This is everyday plan in Dubai.
Every day.
Looking at the trail map, it is easy to imagine how Adelboden transforms in winter, when green pastures turn into expansive ski fields with legendary World Cup runs on the Chuenisbärgli reason enough to return amidst the snow.
Hier Knorrenberg, wir sind hoch und dort ist die Wasserfall und dann sind wir so runtergelaufen. Ich war nicht hier Skifahren, ich war hier Skifahren, hier mit dem Gondel rüber.
Back at the hotel, the crackle of wood in the hearth and the gentle fire offer the perfect retreat. Before night covers the valley, we take one last look at the alpine ridges bathed in dusk. A day that ends just as it began, in complete harmony with the mountain.